Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. So today in our edition of touchHLE Fix and Play, I gonna try to make Palm Heroes iOS compatible with touchHLE. So for those who are not who don't know, Palm Heroes is kinda mobile port / clone of Heroes of Might and Magic. So turn-based fantasy RPG that was really popular in late 90s, let's say. And this one is pretty solid port. I think the game was available in on different mobile platforms such as Windows Mobile, maybe Palm OS, and eventually iOS. Okay, so I think I'm gonna first of all run the game. So I guess it's this one. So I'm currently on the branch where the game is kinda already working, and I gonna just play it little bit. I guess we will play the tutorial, and then if we have time I will actually spend some time actually coding and brushing up commits so they can be so I can make commits regarding what is necessary for this game and push to the trunk. So let's select English. Well, actually, so you should already see a game itself. This is a main menu. Well, we obviously have help with some explanation how to move hero, how to scroll. Well, I am not gonna able to test zoom, I guess. Credit, so it's iPhone. I guess it's saying 1.5, but I guess it's actually 1.6. So I'm not sure. Is the Palm Heroes 2, are they different? Yes, I think this is Palm Heroes 2 is a sequel to this one, and I guess it's probably HD version for iPad or something like this. So we have single player, we have multiplayer. As far as I understand, multiplayer is just a hot seat. So you just taking turns on the same device. So it's not really like online multiplayer. And single player, well, let me see if I can just load few maps. So we have map. Let's try to load info on the verge of death, whatever. Let's try this one, and I think I want to be cooked, so I'm gonna choose impossible. And you can see here the icons of, I believe, Palm devices. So even if it's an iOS game, you have the references to the Palm devices here. And by the way, let me rerun the game in the full screen mode. I guess this is more pretty to look at. Well, we have a variety of languages here, but let's go with the standard English one. And I think I'm gonna start with a tutorial. So tutorial map, not much to choose from. I think we play tutorial maybe if I feel like we're gonna play some Excel map against computer on the impossible level, just to be owned by them, and at the end of the stream maybe I will actually spend some time coding, or other way around, maybe the tutorial will be very short and I will just gonna code, well, I guess not really code, but brush up the code what I have right now. Okay, difficulty normal, so I could not really select device here. Okay. Welcome to the tutorial for Palm Heroes. This map will show you the basic game principles of Palm Heroes. Let's first leave the Neat Valley and head up east. So info, Iona, with 10,000 gold, 20 wood and rocks, and 10 everything else. And I have 50 mages or whatever this is. Yeah, young mages. The interface of the game itself is really similar. Well, visual representation, I guess, is really similar to Heroes of Might and Magic. Like, you can see the same screens, you can switch between your magic book and your character. You have some stats. Do you want sure you want? No, I don't want to dismiss my hero. Okay, so what else I have here? Info, this is it. So this is like a main menu. We have a map, which is a map to find the holy artifact, like the Graal or something, I believe. So very similar to the standard heroes. And then I guess we can just select where we want to go. These two buildings increase the defense skill. Yeah, sure. During the hour spent in the fort, the master shows the new defense technique. Yeah, sure. So I'm not quite sure how the turns are actually working here, because, well, I guess this is just a double click, so you, well, first you select and then you confirm. Forge. You approach a forge. You walk inside and see a blacksmith at work. He puts the hammer away and says, "I can repair your armor." +1 to the defense, I guess. And as you can hear, the sounds are really similar to Home series. You have picked up and an artifact. So I guess there is some translation error because it should be an artifact. Usually artifacts are atomically used by the hero as you pick them up. However, you may wish to change the artifacts your hero uses. To do so, go to the hero screen and change your artifacts. Nomad boots increase your movement over land by 30 points, increase nomad speed by 3. Yeah, so we're already here. Cool. Once you pick up a chest, you have to make a choice whenever to keep the gold or to spend it to increase the hero abilities. Okay, chat, what should I do? Should I get a gold or experience? Treasure chest. After scouting the area, you stumble upon a hidden treasure cache. You may take the gold or distribute it to the peasants for experience. So usually in the normal heroes game, it depends on your situation. Like if you are low on gold, you can take gold, and if you want to have some skills, you take the experience. So here I already have like 10,000 gold. Get the gold. Wow, okay. Can you optimize Gunstar Miami Vindication Free Pro touchHLE? Well, so we don't really take requests here. I just finished Gunstar West Coast Hustle on it. Good. You have picked up one more artifact. Different artifacts have different effects. Equip your hero with proper artifacts what best suits your needs. Yeah, so I pick gold. The next chest I will probably pick experience. Silver sword, increase your attack skill by 1. And so yeah, I think sword is also like auto-assigned here, but you can move it between hands for whatever reason. I guess it doesn't really make any sense. These constructions increase the hero's spell power and knowledge. Magic Stone. You have found a group of pagans worshipping at the strange glowing stone. You join the ritual. Silently, they teach you new ways to cast spells. Wow. It really seems like my experience at the job. But anyway. Garden of Knowledge. A monk sitting in the center of a garden invites you to meditate with him. You do, and after a short time you feel enlightenment. Yeah, I don't see if it's doing anything. Prophet statue. You touch the prophet statue and feel what you become more powerful. Cool. And I don't have the thorns anymore. Okay, in our treasure chest. Which do you choose? Well, let's choose experience. Okay, next question. Do we want wisdom or do we want intelligence? Wisdom advanced allows your hero to learn 4th level spells. Intelligence increases a hero's normal maximum spell points by 25. Yeah, I think in the tutorial it doesn't really matter, so let's go with wisdom. You can learn a random secondary skill when you visit the witch hut, for example, Wisdom of Intelligence. Save before entering the hut, as it may give you a skill you don't really need. Yeah, sure, let's save the game. And this is actually help us to see if game saves are working or not. So I'm gonna close the game and I'm gonna restart it. And save seems to work. Nice. When you move on rough terrain, snow, swamp, etc., the distance of your hero movement is greatly reduced. Improve such skills as logistic and pathfinding to move forward. Okay, we have a first battle upcoming. This is your first combat. Defeat the pack of skeletons that block the way. Really nice music, if you ask me. Okay, so I want to test if spells are actually working. Well, it does, but we're just gonna shoot. Yeah, a glorious victory. For Valor in combat, you only receives 40 experience. Battlefield casualties, attacker known, defender 10 skeletons, I believe. Cool. In our chest. So, experience or gold? Yeah, let's go with experience. Water magic, advanced. Air magic, basic. Well, it looks like a plot of Avatar. Water magic, advanced. Advanced water magic allows your hero to cast water spells and reduce cost and increase effectiveness. Air magic allows your hero to cast air spells at reduced cost. Let's go with advanced one. Forge. You approach a forge, you walk inside and see a blacksmith at work. He puts the hammer away and says, "I can repair your armor." Cool. Dragon shield. Nice. Yeah, it's automatically picked up. And we continue. You can recruit troops here. We like to recruit white wolves. Yes. White wolves join your army. So I wonder if it's like in the real home, where sometimes recruitment is not successful and they just start to attack you. I cannot go here. I can go here. We like to recruit young mages. Yes. 18 young mages join your army. Well, I think I would like to have a chest first. Sorry, Morot will take you to a castle. Conquering castles is one of the goals of the game. The one who owns more castles can recruit more army and has more chances to win. Yes, so I believe we may have some issues. Well, let's see. I guess the castle is something new and there is a chance that the game will crash. So let's see. Gold or experience? Experience. Wisdom, expert, learning, basic. Increases a hero's earned experience by 5. Allows your hero to learn 5th level spells. Yeah, let's go with learning. And let's go here. From the observation tower, you'll be able to see distant lands. All your heroes get a +1 movement point bonuses. Okay, we can see a little bit further. We have a lot of resources here, this is nice, and we have a chest. Which do you choose? Experience. Wisdom, Expert, Earth Magic, Basic. Basic Earth Magic. Allows her to leave 5th level spells. Wisdom, Expert, Earth Magic, Basic. Well, let's go with Earth Magic. And leave guards. No, I don't want to leave guards. And we have a statue here. Let's go to a statue. New week, astrologers. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce. Proclaim week of the badger. All dwelling increase in population. Prophet statue. You touch the prophet statue and feel what you become more powerful. Do you want to have more resources? Yeah, let's go to a castle first. Now you must capture the castle. Each hero is equipped with catapult that crushes castle walls so your troops can get through. Experience or gold? Experience. Water magic. Expert. Mysticism. Basic. Allow your hero to regenerate 2 spells point per day. Yeah, mysticism. And we go to castle. So what spells do I have? I only have mana spell, really? Well, haste, which is just increase in... Well, just increase in how many squares I can move forward, I believe. So not really useful. And actually I found it's pretty nice with illustration, because you have castle with the walls and you still have people just minding their business, and we have an ambush on the central place or something, because you have what, a small church, something else like a small house. Okay, whatever. Let's go to the center. Let's shoot. Let's go here. Well, it's a tutorial, so it's probably quite... yeah, it was easy peasy. A glorious victory. For valor in combat, you wanna receive 1289 experience. Battlefield casualties. Attacker, defender, whatever. So... okay, I guess this button switches between castle and between hero. So if I want to... so this is... okay, so I believe this is like an interface for the castle itself. Yeah. can I go inside? Yes, I can. So, and here I can recruit. So normally in the Heroes of Might and Magic, you cannot just leave castles without anything. Like the opposing players' enemies will just seize the castle. So usually you kinda leave some amount of your troops here. So for example, I don't know, I can leave I don't know, 20 and maybe one more. Yeah. I love this game, I like this game. Yeah, well, Heroes of Might and Magic is really a classic game, and I remember I used to play like as a kid with my friends a lot of time. And the Palm Heroes, I guess I played it a little bit on iPhone, but never really got into it that much. But it seems to be really well crafted for what it's worth. Tower, Magic School, Wolf Den, Factory. Magic Cloud requires full den. Magic Tower requires Mage Guild. Yeah, sure. Why cannot build it? This is probably because I cannot build on the same... Yeah, I already built something here. Recruit, heroes, nothing to recruit, number of towns. Yeah, I think that's it. So I want to also acquire some resources. Mines provide you valuable resources needed to build constructions in your castles and recruit troops. Yeah. Gems mine. You gain control over gems mine. It will provide you with 1 unit of gems per day. Yeah, nice. Treasure chest, experience, wisdom expert, intelligence basic. I have an impression that I already learned those, no? Okay, let's go with intelligence. With a lot of resources. And I lost my turn. Experience, Earth Magic, Advanced, Sorcery, Basic. Causes a hero spells to inflict an additional 5% damage in combat. Yeah, Sorcery. Alchemist Lab. You gain control of an Alchemist Lab. It will provide you with 1 unit of mercury per day. Aura Pit. You gain control over Aura Pit. It will provide you with 2 units of ore per day. Nice. Treasure chest, experience. Lucky dice, increase your luck by 1. Nice. Witch hut. You approach a strange hut and observe a witch studying inside an ancient tome of mysticism. As you approach, she turns you and focuses her one glass eye on you. Ha! She screams. I wouldn't presume to try to teach the new tricks to someone so clearly as wise as you. You leave, but you cannot shake the feeling that you have just been insulted. Yeah. And let's save the game. New week. Astrologers proclaim week of the squirrel. All dwellings increase in population. Temporary allow her to jump to another teleporter of the same kind. Nice. Observatory. Telescope allow her to see 1 square further into the ground, into the shroud. Okay. Treasure chest. Gold or experience? Experience. Scouting, basic wisdom expert. Scouting, allow her to see 2 squares forward into the shroud. Yeah. Nice. Obelisk. You come upon an obelisk made from the type of stone you have never seen before. Starting at it intensely, the smooth surface suddenly changes to an inscription. The inscription is a piece of the lost ancient map. Quickly you copy down the odd markings and the inscription vanishes as abruptly as it had appeared. Okay, so we have seen earlier this. And this is a map which started to be revealed. And I guess here, yeah. Okay, nice. Treasure chest. Experience. Gazebo. An old knight appears on the step of a gazebo. My liege, I will teach you all what I know to aid you in your travels. Experience plus 1050. And I want to check logs because it's maybe there is some issue with the rendering. Maybe not. I don't see anything strange. So yeah. What else we can do here? Experience, learning, advanced, increase her earned experience by 10, water magic, allows her to cast spells, reduced cost and maximum efficiencies. Learning. Shrine of the First Circle. You come across a small shrine attended by a group of novice acolytes. In exchange for your protection, they agree to teach you a simple spell, Cure. Okay, and I want to battle this Ghidra, so let me save the game. Oh, I am probably not gonna survive this. Oh man. Man. Oh man. I don't think I'm gonna survive this one. Yeah. Well, let's try to curl. Does not do anything. And I lost this battle. Okay, touchHLE crashed. This is interesting. So we have a crash. And this is a most generic crash, like attempt a null page access at 4 bytes. Okay. So I think this is a time to go to, first of all, I guess, to launch Ghidra. And let me put some music. So here we have a crash, and I think we can go to the PC right there. And this is the most generic thing. Well, it's not really that generic. Next, hero castle. So castle IVAR 2 plus 0x10, and I believe this is why we have a crash here, because the castle is, well, not the castle, but IVAR. IVAR here is null, and so that's why we have a 0x10. So if IVAR2 is null plus 0x10, we try to dereference and we have a crash. This is quite annoying. So let me actually see if I can reproduce it, because maybe this is one type crash. Yeah, so probably I will need to do something about that crash, but I think I'm gonna continue well, actually, let me see if I'm gonna what happened if I try to dismiss the hero? Yeah. So this is probably, Yeah, so the way to reproduce is to dismiss the hero and try to switch to the castle. I wonder if we have the same crash on the real device. Are you sure you want to dismiss this hero? Yes. And this way it doesn't really crash. Okay, and I can recruit someone here. So I wonder if it's really a game issue itself, like not touchHLE specific crash. So to reproduce the crash, I need to lose by the hero. So here I just go dismiss and I try to switch to the castle. And here it does work. So I don't really get it. Maybe it's kind of a randomly occurring bug. Yeah, really strange one. So I think I'm gonna try to reproduce by losing in the battle again. So I'm gonna just skip turns. And here it doesn't crash. Okay, I think this is probably some kind of pretty generic crash, pretty random crash, so I'm not sure if it's worth really investigating right now. Now you're ready to continue playing on your own. Consult the game manual for a complete list of game features and detailed explanation of each of them. Enjoy playing Palm Heroes. And I believe they give me a 10 who? 10 Tors. Thanks. And we have Castle of someone else. Or a natural one. Oh, okay, nice. So it seems like we have some kind of magnification. So if I press this for a long time, I can kind of explore, and you can see like in the top corner how the sprites are loaded dynamically. Nice feature. Okay, let's go fight in the castle. Okay, so you think the crash is a game bug, not touchHLE bug? It is possible. Like, I'm not sure. To be sure, you need to try to reproduce on the device itself. Though even in the touchHLE, it's not really that reproducible. But maybe I should take a save from the game, load it on my iPhone and try to reproduce. Okay, let's go. Oh, I think it will be. So I was going to say that it will be an easy battle, but actually maybe not at all. Okay, glorious victory. Because you duplicated it once, but then could not again. Yeah, so not sure. Like in the code, I think the issue is quite evident. Like here you try to so next hero castle, this is a function what is called, and it's crashing here because the player, I guess the variable is a player, well maybe not, so some structure try to access the castle and it cannot find it. I could imagine what this is actually an issue of the game itself and some kind of a bug. Other way to investigate is to see the whole stack. So I'm not sure if I have a crash log anymore. So yeah, I think so. Usually when touchHLE crashes, it produces the stack trace as well. So one thing to check is to see what kind of function are calling that. So here it's control command and it's passing presumably a player and it's becoming a null for some reason. Well, at least this is my reading of the game. And by the way, I think this game have open source code somewhere. So not for the iOS version, but for some other version. I guess we can try to find it. Palm Heroes source. Yeah. So presumably this is a source code for one of the version. It is posted by the Palm Heroes team, but it have 1 star. So I'm not really that confident that this is an authentic code, but this is a code for Windows Mobile. And well, do I have a SVN? I actually would like to check out and see what I can do. Command not found SVN. Brew install SVN. Oh, and now I need to auto update brew, even if I don't really want to do so. I'm gonna post the code. Presume source code. SVN the good old days. Yeah, well, no one uses SVN anymore, it's true. Well, I don't even know if you can search here, because I really want to see if we can have some links between the code what I decompiled in Gidder, and if I can find the similar source code, maybe it will be apparent what is the issue. Let me actually do it this way. Well, for some reason my homebrew is completely broken. Okay, well, backup plan, let's just try to install SVN. Tortoise SVN, what is it? It's a client. Not really want this. Install SVN macOS. Combined line subversion. Brew install subversion. Who would guess what this is what you need to do? Is it really that what I want? Apache subversion. Documentation. redbean.com. HTML edition, SVN. Yeah, this is probably what I need. Okay, let me try again. Brew install subversion. Is GitHub actually down? Seems to be operational. Well, let me try one last time, and if it's not working, I'm gonna move on. Maybe they have something on GitHub. Ah, yeah, nice. And here, what I want to search is actually next player 0 castle. And there's nothing like this. Okay. What is it? iPlayer. Player. So, wow, iPlayer. And what I want to search is next castle, next hero, castle. We don't have something like this. We have only next hero, castle. Okay, and if we check for main view, main view, we don't have main view. Okay, well, bummer, it is not having exactly same source code, same structure as here. We don't have next hero castle. Okay, anyway, it was a little bit of diversion, but we can go back to the game. I was able to install Brew, install Sven, just fine and check out the Palm Horse. Okay, yeah. Well, I just checked it from the GitHub itself, and it seems it's quite different. Though iPlayer exists, but there is no such method, so it was probably added specifically for the iOS, or maybe it's a different version or whatever. But yeah. Okay, what do we have? We have Byzance. Nice. Archer's Tower. The Archer's Tower allows you to recruit archers. Mage Guild 1. Entering the Mage Guild will allow a visiting hero to learn the spells kept within. All prerequisites for this building have been met. I'm not sure why I cannot... yeah. Mage build. Nice. So what can I learn? Protect. Haste. Dispel, slow, magic hour. So does it automatically get transferred? Yeah, it seems so. Magic arrow, dispel. Okay, nice. I was thinking about recruiting another hero and trying to see if how the switching between heroes work. So maybe we can and if we go to a castle and we try to recruit, we recruited someone. And we can probably go and explore. Let's go here, and this one. Yeah, I have some small issues with positioning of a cursor. For some reason it's not really well positioned. Though with zoom seems to work, so nice. Book of Wisdom, Observatory. Guard. No one told me of your coming, say the border guards. I cannot let you pass. Perhaps you should first seek a keymaster's stand. Sure. The young mages awed by the power of your forces begin to scatter. Do you wish to pursue them and engage them? No. Okay. Boots. Okay, so I have two heroes and it's starting to be really like old Heroes of Might and Magic experience. Like you go here, you got a crystal rose, provides you with an additional +1 crystal per day. Well, I have a really shitty army, to be honest. Witch Hut. Samuel as wise as you. Well, I think the problem is what I have a really advanced wisdom, so the Witch Hut does not do shit for me. Mage Citadel. Much to your dismay, the Mage Citadel is guarded by lots mages. Do you wish to fight? No. Goblins, run away, or a beach. I'm gonna save here. So I want a new save because the old one have this issue what I may want to investigate at some point. Oh, I am cooked. Maybe not. This is really a tactical thing. Okay, nice. I think I have a chance here, though really a small one. Okay, I think I have one here. Nice! A glorious victory. For Valor in Combat, Malcolm receives 132 experiences, battlefield casualties, 3 for attacker and 33 for defender. Very nice. And I think I'm gonna save because it was really cool. New week. Astrologers proclaim week of Abijah. So I don't think I can go anywhere here, so I probably will go back to the castle. This one. Forge. You approach a forge, you walk inside and see a blacksmith at work. He puts the hammer away and says, I can repair your armor. Let me save. No, I don't want to chase them. Okay, we are starting to reach the enemy's territory. Increase your income by 1,000 gold per day. Nice! Orcs? Yeah, sure, 40 orcs. Do I want to go here? Not really. No, I don't want to recruit anyone. Archer's Tower. Yeah, let's build Archer's Tower. And okay. Okay, so apparently I can see, I think I can go, no, I think I probably should go back and build a stronger army. Observation Tower. From the observation tower you'll be able to see the distant land. All your heroes get a +1 movement point bonus. Okay. We have an enemy. Noah told me of your coming. I cannot let you pass. Perhaps you should first seek a Keymaster stand. I have no idea. What does it mean? What does it mean? Keymaster tent. It's really interesting. Do we have like minimap? I probably don't. Okay, so I'm streaming 1 hour 20 minutes. I think I want to do a small break, like 15 minutes, and then I think I gonna switch to actually writing some code, because the game seems to work fine, except one of the issue what we had with the crash, which seems to be a crash of the game itself and not necessarily touchHLE. So I'm gonna be back in 15 minutes. Short break. Okay, I'm back. Hello, Pedro Bruno. So we were testing. We have a return. Yeah. So we were testing this game, Palm Heroes, and I think in the first part of the stream it was running pretty well. We only had one crash, which I believe it may be an issue of the game itself, not an issue of touchHLE. So I think I'm gonna switch gears a little bit here and actually to switch to the coding part. And by coding part, I mean a few seconds. So, I guess there is few news about this game. So there is good news and there are bad news. I think the good news what its game is about 3 commits, maybe 4 from the trunk. Bad news what the functionality required for this game is quite annoying. Quite annoying to implement and quite annoying to test. And just in order to give you some overview, there is several functions required, and one of them called glob. Free, yes, which stands for generate path names matching a pattern. And this function is quite annoying to implement properly because it involves pattern matching, and by pattern matching I mean regular expressions. And regular expressions are always pain in the ass. But in this particular case, for this game, it's not that bad. Like, if we actually check so let me run it like this. If we actually check the logs, man, I did not save. I did. Okay, anyway. So, if you check the logs, actually I think I should go to the new game. So, if I go to the start new game, you see I already have some logs enabled, and it called glob. And this glob function, it uses the pattern in order to generate all possible path, all the paths, all of the files matching this pattern. So in this particular case, it tries to load all of the maps. Well, let me increase the font a little bit. So game is trying to load maps in the format PHM, which I assume stands for Palm Hero Map. And it basically we have another function called fnMatch, which actually does the match, and we use a sub pattern here in order to match against all of possible files in this directory. So yeah, the bottom line, it's pattern matching. It's quite annoying, and yeah, it's quite annoying to get it right. Let me see. So I do already have some scaffolding. Let me actually check something. Okay. So I guess this one I can just discard. It's unrelated. So let me create a branch and we call it Palm Hero. Heroes. And let me run linter. And linter is not happy at all. Yeah, sure, let's remove some unused imports. So I'm gonna launch Rust rover. This is an IDE what I usually use to code. Let me increase the font so it will be more visible to people. Increase font, and increase font. Cool. And then I would like to run Clippy. Unused import. Durant, we don't use Durant. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it's quite a mess for a moment. We don't need stirred up, which stands for string duplication. Our hero. What else? Mutable void pointer and pointer, also not really needed here. Apply fix. Unused variable offs. We let to do here. Clippy seems to be happy. Okay, so glob. So the glob function is used to generate matching path names, and it has a particular structure. And then you have an example here. So for example, if you want to implement an equivalent of ls -l for matching all .c and .h files in the current directory, you can do it with a glob. and you specify the structure, you set offsets. Offsets is really something strange, but yeah, why not? Because offsets is actually to creating a placeholder of null in the returned list of the path, and those offsets are at the beginning of that list. And it is more or less understandable why you want to have support for that, because here you replace the first and the second indexes in the path list with ls and l. So those two places are filled with null pointers, and then you can fill it with the actual path. But this part doesn't really matter. So what matters here, what you add some globing, and you also have some state related to globing. I will not implement really the state because it's really it is also annoying, and I don't think this is necessary. But I do need to implement some flags, because if we check again where it was, no, it wasn't here. Well, let me run again just to have some logs. A palm here, palm here. Yeah, so another function what we will need to implement if fn match. Well, it is implemented, but this is yet to be cleaned up. Test whether a file name or path name matches a shell style pattern. Single player, start new game, close. So I just want to have some logs, and here I am printing the globe with the matching parameters, and here we have a part which is related to flags. And if we go to the calculator, for example, if we enter this value, it's 2020 in hex. And I believe, let me see. So I believe the flags, the one of the interest is globe no escape, disables the / escaping, and don't sort. So basically the flag what we are seeing here is it 0x2020, which is equal to ORIN of two flags, like the one of 0x2000 and 0x20, which is globe no escape and globe no sort. So this is flags what is needed for this game, and we need to add a checks against those flags. And additionally, for the case of no escape, so by default a backslash character is used to escape the following character in the pattern, avoiding any special interpretation of a character. If glob no escape is set, backslash escaping is disabled. So we need to add some assertion in the code regarding this backslash functionality. Yeah, so I guess let me overview maybe a little bit quickly what I have implemented so far. So globbing, what we do, we get our pattern as the C string. We check what the error function is now, because in the glob you have an error function which is called, for example, if the globbing could not find the path specified by the pattern, one type of the error, and if it's null, it means what you don't care about the errors really. So when we convert the pattern to the own string, we do need to do so because we do some strings manipulations. So when I'm asserting about the what the pattern starts with the slash, because you can see here in the glob the path what is requested is the absolute path, and if path is not absolute, probably you will need to concatenate with the current directory, and this is not implemented here yet. And when we split once, so for example here we split once from the right side, so we split here at the end in order to get sub pattern and the folder or directory itself. So the assumption here, what we have a form of a pattern which starts with some kind of a path leading to directory, and the last part of the path, it's actually the sub pattern which uses the wildcard star to match against the files. And so we split, we do some additional checks because here we don't want to have a special characters in the directory, and in the sub pattern we allow to have only the wildcard for now. When we try to alloc the C string for the directory, and we called the open-dir. Open-dir is an old C libc IP which allows to open in the directory and read the contents of the directory by the file name. And it's a really old API, but if we read the man page for the glob again, you can see what it's kind of hinting at the implementation, because in the part about erno, it says what it sets glob may fail. Well, it's a part about bugs, but whatever. Function may fail and sets erno for any of the errors specified by the library routines. And what does it mean? It means what the implementation of the glob probably calls all of those functions like stat, close dir, open dir, read dir, malloc and free. And so it kind of makes sense. In order to match the pattern, you first need to open the directory. Yeah. And I don't remember if there's other references to open dir. Yeah, you have also some stuff about the you can pass the callbacks regarding the functions what you want to use for opening, listing and starting. So initialize with alternative functions to glob to use open, read and close directories and to get start information on names found in those directories. And I guess I should add another to do here. To do use L stat. What is L stat? To get start information on names. Man L stat. Restart functions like stat except in case the name file is a symbolic link and stat returns information about the link. So I think what is not quite clear for me, if those stat and lstat functions are used, there is two possibilities. Like they used in order to check if file actually exists, or they used in order to check for the actual name. I'm not sure if it's really matter right now, but I probably should just use lstat to get stat information on names. Get information on names found. Yeah, so here we just recovering the name from information already returned by the dir. So we open dir, we read dir, and then we have the name what we use in order to check the name. Okay, so we allocate sub pattern, then we start to read. So we read all of the entries from the directory. Offset, I can probably so it is dirand name offset. Avoid using hard coding of offsets somehow. Avoid using hard coding of offsets somehow. And what does I mean by that? Like if we check the dirand, it's a structure returned by the readdir function, which contains information about inode number, some information about seeking offset, length, type, and name. And in order to use the return of this function as a call to the another like C function, we need to find the correct offset to the portion of the structure which relates to the string, to the name. And so that's why we need to do some casting in order to get the proper offset to the pointer, to the string here. Yeah, so we read the directory, we get the direct structure, and we point the name pointer to the part of the structure which relates to the name. And then we call fn match. So why fn match? Because I believe there is another hint. Like here on the main page of the globe we have C also, and C also it says sh, which is like a bash or shell or whatever, fn match, and regexp. Regexp is a full-fledged implementation of the regular expressions. Redex. Yeah, and I think this is on overkill, but fn match it just tests whatever file name or path name matches a shell style pattern. And it seems to make sense to use it for our use case, because in the globe we have a list of file names what came from the directory, and we want to actually check if those file names are matching the pattern. The only thing what is not really clear for me, I'm gonna left to do here. Should we match on the wall path or just the file name? The file name. So the letter is implemented here, like here we are matching on the file name. But in general, it could be not, it is not guaranteed to be true. So probably the proper implementation should match on the wall path, but I'm not quite sure yet if it's the correct thing to do or not. Chat, let me know if you are understanding what I'm trying to explain or not at all. Okay, so here we have fn match, We will talk about implementation of fn match in the moment, but what we have here, so if we manage to match the sub pattern against the file name, we need to reconstruct the path and add it to our temporary vector. So we reconstructing path by using the directory, appending the slash, and then appending the actual name, what we just found and we just checked. The only complication here what we have, what the path, the directory and the slash are constructed using bytes at mutable. But if I try to use it here bytes at, so first we need to have a bytes of the name. And then if you try to use the same thing, I do have some borrowing issues, like cannot borrow environment mem as mutable because it also borrowed as mutable, like the standard please be merciful for me the Rust borrow checker. So if I try to run it, it will not compile. So what we are using here is ster and cat, which, if you go to the main pages, still consider it to be really dangerous. Like you should certainly use sterile cat instead. But I believe right now we don't have implementation for sterile cat. We have implementation only for str cat, which is like the worst version, but we can use strncat, which uses the size as the additional parameter, so it's not that bad in terms of the memory safety, let's say, buffer overruns and security consideration or whatever. So it is a better option, because best is not yet implemented, and the bad, well, we don't do bad options here. Do not use strcat, if only people can read. Anyway, we use strncat, and so we are basically concatenating directory with the path. And I'm gonna say something like to do use host helpers if possible. Instead. Okay, so we had our match, we added to the temporary vector, and we can finish the loop. We can close and free all of the resources, and then we can actually construct the output glob, because the output of this function is actually here, like the return value is just a status indicator, but the actual value is written back using the mutable pointer to the glob t structure. And we set path count, match count, some flags, and we report success. and I need to deal with gel offsets somehow. Okay, and then we have a globe free which just does some bookkeeping, just some cleanup. So, and let me left a small to do here. Assert against past flux. Okay, now let's go to FN match. Because we use FN match in order to actually perform the pattern matching, and it's hell a lot of code. Well, not really hell a lot of code, but a lot of code to get it right, and it's quite annoying because actual implementation which matches against wildcard involves recursion and memoization and possibly even some sort of dynamic programming, because you need to match wildcard, and wildcard is always like a recursive something. But yeah, I think I want to add some tests, and I already started to write them in the Rust playground, but I want it to be the part of the code base as well. So as you can see here, I have some patterns, and I have it here, two functions, the rec hash and rec, and I think the body of the function is quite in the good state, but I need to write some tests. Well, tests are already written, but I need to port it to the touchHLE back. Let me open it here. And I don't really remember how does it work for writing tests. Let me see. So what I'm interested here is in the tests, and not the tests like integration tests, but unit tests. So we have two kind of tests, I believe. We have integration test, which actually builds a small test application using the open source SDK, let's say, and runs touchHLE against this test application. And we also have some unit tests, and I want here to write some unit tests, but I don't remember how I can run it. Integration tests, let me see. So we do have this integration thingy. Maybe it's in DevDocs. DevDocs building. Cargo run, cargo. It's not in the debugging, I don't think so. Maybe in the README itself? Integ. No. Okay, cargo test, no integration. Okay, cargo test help. I remember there was a way to run it without. Okay, let me see. Cargo test, run only unit. Run only unit test. Cargo test leap. Cargo test. Build object. Run test up. Test up. So we have this annotation. Leap sorting tests. Leap sorting test. String test. Okay. So what I want. Hello. Assert. Assert. 。 So I think I should rename this function somehow. Fn match inner. Fn match inner test helper. So do I need this import? Yes, I do. Fn match tests. Well, Fn match inner tests. Okay, I think it's a little bit better here. And I want also to run Clang formatter actually, because we have some tests regarding the, we have some integration tests. Match inner, cool. Cool. Assert for unsupported special chars and did you make your own sprite sheet? Not sure what you're referring to. Special chars and yeah, because Fn match right now we only supporting the wildcard like the star, but I think it's also possible to have a question mark and the char sets, so they should be asserted. To do write docstring. Okay, so let me try to commit some stuff here. And to be clear, it will be not yet available on the trunk because I'm gonna commit it to my local branch, but I am becoming a bit tired to do it live on stream, and it's too late in my town, so I think I'm gonna commit some temporary commits and then clean them off stream. But just to be a little bit more precise, let me stage the part related to Fn match. String cut. Here Fn match. Stage lines. So I gonna say VIP implement Fn match. here we have only part related to FN match. Match. I'm on the Palm Heroes. Nice. When we have a globe. I'm gonna say VIP implement globe. And there is now a function what is required for this game called VKS touchHLE function, and it's basically a wide string equivalent of touchHLE, which does conversion from the base 10 to, well, not a base 10, from the string to number. And it's a bit hacky here because we do a conversion from wide string to C string when we call our str touchHLE the current implementation. Well, it's a bit messy here, and it should be cleaned up as well because it does not call the correct function, to be honest. Let me actually fix that. Yeah, I don't think we need to assert here. Okay, let me check if the game still works. Actually. What are you building? So I am trying to port the Palm Heroes iOS game. Well, not to port, to make it supported with touchHLE. touchHLE is an open source iOS emulator. Okay, it seems to work. Yes, I would like to recruit orcs. So you see here we have some debug information about VKS touchHLE. And I should actually say log dbg here. What is the methodology for porting what language is the original game? So I believe the original game is in C++, but I do not own the code, and it doesn't really matter in the sense what we are reverse engineer the API, the application itself using Ghidra, the open source reverse engineering toolkit. And the methodology here is, well, you try to run the game, you see the crash, and you try to implement the function. The language what we use in touchHLE is Rust, so I need to provide implementation in Rust. But just to provide a little bit more information, so for example, the function what I'm looking right now is called VKS TOUL, and if I check for this function in the main files, it says convert a byte character string value to whatever, and the game would call this function, so I can search in Ghidra and see the place where the game is calling it. So here it's some iCastle, so something related to castle, and it will call this function here. So if I try to run the game without this function being implemented, so if I so I commented out the reference to implementation. If I try to run the game, it will crash on this function at some point. So the main methodology here is you try to run the game, you see the crash, you implement the function, you rerun the game, and you hope that it's actually working. So see, here we have a crash because this function is unimplemented. And this is expected because I just commented it out. And let me run the linter once again on this one. I'm gonna commit it. So I guess this one should go to the previous. I'm trying to yeah, sure. Why you are saying that? Because it's already returning. Yeah, cool. VIP implement request to all. So as I said at the beginning, the good news what we have just 3 comments away from trunk, but they're quite annoying to get them right. FN match, globe, and VKS to all. So I think I'm gonna clean it up off stream. But just to finish up, let me run the game again and play it a few minutes. But we're gonna stop here because I'm streaming already 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah. Single player load the saved game tutorial load. Nice. So it seems to work. I can switch to our stuff. It does work. I can go. No, I don't want to have a quick combat. I can grab the amulet. I want to to recruit orcs. I don't want to go to the portal, or should I go? Let's actually try to go there. Nice. I'm not even sure where I am. Much of your dismay, the Hydra's treasure is guarded by the pack of Hydras. Yeah, I know that I'm behind the trunk. I should probably fetch the latest changes. Magic arrow. Good. Glorious victory. Earth magic advanced. Intelligence advanced. Intelligence. Having defeated the Gidders, you discover +3 something. 1000 of golds and a ring. This one. Yeah, so witch hats are not really that useful for me because I have a maximum wisdom. Well, to be honest, playing this game is so addictive. But it's nearly 12 o'clock here, so I'm gonna just save it. And yeah. So thank you very much everyone who joined during this stream. I don't know if I plan to stream it again this game, or maybe I just finish it off stream and just post about the results in the Discord server. But yeah, so thanks everyone, and have a good night, good day, and see you around.